Good morning. It's Grace talking to you. Welcome to Come Out of Babylon lessons. As we say last time, today we are going to talk about the Tower of Babel. If you want to understand what is Babylon, you have to understand its origin. And its origin starts with the tower, the history of the Tower of Babel. So we are going to talk today about the Tower of Babel. Let's first start by reading Genesis chapter 11, verse 1 to 9. Now the whole earth had one language and one speech. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. Then they said to one another, Come, let us make bricks and bake them thoroughly. They had brick for stone, and they had asphalt for mortar. And they say, Come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower whose top is in the heavens. Let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered abroad over the face of the whole earth. But the Lord came down to see the city of the tower which the Son of Man has built. And the Lord said, Indeed, the people are one, and they all have one language. And this is what they are begin to do. Now, nothing that they propose to do will be withheld from them. Come, let us go down and there confuse their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from there over the face of all the earth, and they ceased to build the city. Therefore its name is called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of all the earth. And from there the Lord scattered them abroad over the face of all the earth. So let's talk about the brief history about the Tower of Babel. After the flood, Noah and his children, God gave them the commandment of multiplying and filling the earth. Now, Nimrod was the great grandson of Noah from the lineage of Cush. He was a mighty man. And the Bible says that he was a mighty hunter before the Lord. As I was reading what was he hunting, Ellen G. White and other Bible scholars say that he was a hunter of men. But he was not really killing men, but he was more of convincing like men to come and join his team. He was this man with strong leadership and very influential man. The Bible says he was a mighty hunter before the Lord. That means even the Lord knew that this guy was, he had a strong leadership, and then he was also influential man. That is why he became the first king. He became the first man who built a kingdom. It is because he has a lot of people on in his team. He convinced a lot of people. He influenced many people to come and join him. But this man became proud and rebel against God. Not only he rebelled against God, but he convinced other people also to rebel against God. And God told them to scatter all over to fill the earth. But these people came together, and they built the city of Babel. And in the city of Babel, they decided to build the Tower of Babel, just to show, because they wanted to make a name. To make a name, it was a way of being God. They wanted to be God. That's why they built the city of Babel. So as we read Genesis chapter 11, we see that the spirit that led to the construction of the Tower of Babel, to the city of Babel, it was not really it was not the Holy Spirit, let me say that. It was more of human being. They don't want to scatter all over the world, even if it was that commandment that God gave them, but they didn't want to scatter all over the world. What they wanted is their own human power. It is their own human, like to come together and to fight just human, like all human being, human system, if you want. And then it was more, the spirit behind it was more of pride, it was more of rebellion, it was more of God authority, the rejection of God authority. It was more of people deceiving themselves that technology and architecture, it is a way of exalting themselves, because they know technology, because they have new tools, and because they know how to build, so they can be like God. It was more of they were deceiving themselves. These are the spirits that you see in the with the history of the Tower of Babel. So from the spirits that led to the construction of Babylon, of the Tower of Babel, we can now see the main characteristic of Babylonian mindset. The origin of something always tells you always give the mindset of it always, like, it keeps it, even if today Babylon it is more wide than in the time of Nimrod, but just by looking at its origin you can understand how the mindset of Babylon, the Babylonian mindset, it is more of human power, human system. We don't need God. We can be God for ourselves. We don't need God for our development. We can do we know we have technology, we are very intelligent, we can do our own architecture and protect ourselves. We don't need God protection. It is more of rejecting God authority. It is more of themselves thinking, deceiving themselves that technology and architecture it is not for themselves. So that is the main characteristic of Babylonian mindset, because you even see it even today. But today it is more developed than in the time of Nimrod. So God's solution for that, he didn't kill them. What he did, he confused their language. So here, these people, they have the same speech and they have the same language. Speech and language is different. Speech, according to Merriam dictionary, it is the communication expression of thought, and then in spoken in words. Language, it is the rule for generating speech. So what God did, he confused their rule for generating speech. They may had the same expression of thought, but God, what he changed the language, and he confused them, so they could not understand each other. Because of that, they stopped the work and scattered all over the world. From today's lesson, what we learn from today's lesson, it is the origin of Babylon. It started with the construction of the Tower of Babel. And what we can learn from this story is that Babylon, it is a human version of rebellion against God. Just the way Lucifer and other angels rebels against God, and then God chased them from heaven. The same way, Babylon, it is a human version of rebellion against God. And it started with Nimrod, who was a mighty man, a mighty warrior. That is what is written in the Chronicles. And then this man became proud and convinced other men to rebel against God. And they 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 wanted to be God from themselves. They didn't want to have God. They wanted to be God from themselves. And they were deceived by the new technology. They were deceived by the new architecture intelligence that they had. So that is the thing that deceived them, and they reject God. From today's lesson, we have seen the brief history of Babel city and origin of Babylonian movement. We have also seen the spirit that started the Babylonian movement, and we have also seen the God's solution for this first human rebellion after the flood. Thank you for following up to the end. The next episode will be the Babylonian Empire. Don't miss it. May the Lord bless you.